Hey everybody! I know I'm looking a little freaky right now. So I've got one eye done and one eye not done. And we are gonna just do this other eye and I'll show you what I did to create this look. So this is the new Glam Up Palette. As you can see, there are 12 wonderful, beautiful shades here. 8 of them are matte, and then there are 4, they have a little more shimmer to them. So really, really pretty shades. They're super highly pigmented. They blend so nicely. What are hooded eyes? Well, I'm looking at you straight on. You don't see much of my lid at all, okay? What you really see is this excess skin here. And that's, you know, it's a hereditary thing. Sometimes that just happens with age. Some people just have hooded eyes. It is what it is. But what you typically see is like a lot of skin, right? You don't really even see my crease or anything. You just have all this skin that hangs down. So we're going to talk about how you actually do eyeshadow to make that, to make it actually look like you have some depth and dimension to your eyes and not just like, you know, a wall of skin. We're going to start with the eyeshadow primer. It comes in a little jar, container, whatever. You know, you can apply this with your fingertips. And I have started using this little two-sided brush here. It's flat on one end. It's a little fluffier on this side. And I've started using this to do my eyeshadow primer just because I like the way that it lays. And I just run the flat end through the primer, and I'll start at the very top and just start working that over my entire lid, down from my lash line up to my brow. Because I flip over my brush and I use the fluffy end just to kind of smooth it out. Make sure it's all blended in nicely. Why do we need primer? It's going to help your color pop a lot more. It's going to give that a nice, just smooth base for you to lay your shadow on. And if you're like an oil slick, if you don't use some type of primer, you're going to have creasing in your eyeshadow, right? Nobody wants that. It looks crazy. You know, when you have like your eyeliner all like smudged up here at the top because, you know, you're oily. So this stuff, this eyeshadow primer, keeps that oil from breaking down your eyeshadow and your eyeliner and your mascara as well. You could go into your Glam palette right now and you could probably take Magnolia, this color right here. It's a matte, pretty neutral, very light. You could use this for what I'm about to do. The reason I didn't do that is because I've got a little bit of this I Have a Headache left from NYX. And I'm just trying to use it up. So I'm going to go in and I use a very, very light colored eyeshadow from my lash line all the way up to my brow. I also take this in the corner of my eye and so I put it underneath my eye. And people think that's cray, but let me tell you, I just don't like concealer under there. So putting some of that bright colored, you know, almost white eyeshadow underneath my eye helps to brighten that up. I'm going to take this fluffy eyeshadow brush and I'm going to use the Dusty Rose color. Now, if you have hooded eyelids, typically one of your eyes is going to be more hooded than the other one. It's kind of like how one of your boobs is bigger on one side than the other. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. This eye for me is way more hooded than this eye. You know, if I did like a completely different color on my lid than in my crease, my lid color would be visible here when it would not be visible on this eye. So I'm going to take this Dusty Rose color and I'm going to put it, I'm going to start down towards my lash line and I'm going to work it all the way up into the crease area, which, you know, when you have hooded eyes, you don't really have that crease. You got to kind of carve it out. So I take it up underneath my brow bone and even like just a little bit above my brow bone. If you put your finger right here, you can feel like that, where your eyeball kind of sinks back in and where that bone starts to protrude. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go a little bit above that area. And then just all the way down. Because I've got that color all the way down on this side too, when I open my eyes and you can see more of my lid on this eye, it's not going to be like shockingly different because we've got the same color. I'm going to take, it's a smaller fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to put it in the Ashes color. I'm just going to start on the outer half of my eyelid. I'm going to take it from the corner and pull it in. I'm just going to keep it on that outer half. Start pulling that up into that crease area. You don't want to like bring this down per se, because that's just going to add to the droopiness of your hooded eye. You kind of want to keep this up, but you want to fill that in. I'm going to go into, like, again, my crease, like right up onto that bone, that brow bone, just at the bottom of it. So I've got that darker color out on the outer corner, and we need to kind of blend. So I'm going to go back to that brush that I first had when I did the Dusty Rose. I'm not going to add anything else to it, but there's going to be a little bit of product left on this brush. I'm just going to go in and blend between those two colors. Where those two colors come together, just blend it out. You guys see that? It just completely like makes it smooth, so you don't see like a harsh line where that darker shadow starts. So we want to blend that out. I'm going to use my finger for this part, but I'm going to take Reina, maybe is how you say it, but it's this little sparkly color. And guys, when you have hooded eyelids, you don't want to do a ton of sparkly shadow, but you can use some sparkly as accent. So I'm just basically going to take my ring finger and I'm going to put it in this shadow right where that those colors meet, where we blended. I'm just going to pop that sparkly color just a little bit right on that lid area where those two colors meet. We don't want to overdo it. Subtle but beautiful. I'm going to take this flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go in with this gold tail color, and I'm going to take it up right underneath my eyebrow right here, just very so slightly, because I don't want it to be like crazy disco ball sparkle, but I do want it to catch the light right there. And I'm going to just lightly apply it in the outer corner, or I'm sorry, the inner corner of my eye, just to give it a little pop. All right, so that's done, guys. The eyeshadow is done. I'm going to move on and do my eyeliner real quick. So if you have hooded eyes, you want to make sure that when you're doing your eyeliner, you get really, really close to the lash line. Or alternatively, you could tight line the bottom side of your lashes. I tried doing that for a while. I don't love doing that because my eyes are so watery that it is really hard for me to keep that where it's supposed to be. I just like to do like the outer third of my bottom lash line. For my brows, I use brow powder. I run my spoolie through my brows just to like comb them, get them all set. And then I'm going to take the Mono brow powder, and I start on the outer half of it, of my brow. So this is in the blonde color. And I basically just start by filling in that outer section of my brow, and then I'm going to start taking it underneath. And if you make a mistake, it's not that big of a deal. You can clean it up with concealer or even eyeshadow if need be. Last thing, mascara. I am using our Double Lash Extend mascara, and I just really like the length wiper on this, so that's what I'm using. I just spit on my camera. Hopefully you guys didn't see that because, you know, ew. Let me know what you think. Do you like this look? Is it something you think you would do for yourself? Do you think the colors are awesome? What do you think of the Glam Up palette? All of those things, let me know. If you have any questions, just let me know. As always, I'm always happy to talk makeup. So have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.